Tailwind. Terra. Thunderbolt. Oh god, did I go into Tauros? No! We're going Thunderbolt. It's into the... Oh, it's into the bundle. We outspeed. Yes! Everybody, welcome back to the Battle Stadium. And we have got a really, really cool team. And I am so excited to be trying this out. It features Sandy Shocks as the main Pokemon. And Sandy Shocks is a super underrated Paradox mod at the moment. Give it a go if you haven't already. The team, it's in the description. Just go and use it. So the basic idea is that you control the speed of the game using Murkrow and Fluttermane. Fluttermane has Icy Wind. Murkrow has Tailwind. You have Fluttermane, Sandy Shocks, and Brute Bonnet, which are all past Paradox Pokemon. So they all have Photosynthesis. So they'll all get a buff from the sun, which is why Murkrow has Sunny Day. Now, when you have this level of speed control and this level of offense, you really put so much pressure on your opponent. And through that, you can get very easy substitutes up. Like, your opponent is forced to go for things like Protect. You go Sub. Happy days, you're getting attacks off. And no, Sandy Shocks does so much damage, it's crazy. And it's such an awkward typing as well to deal with. We've also got Tauros in there as well, being Fire type. Raging Ball, of course, can smash through screens, but Tauros as Raging Ball actually can get a buff from the sun as well, being a Fire type move. So that's really cool. And Scizor is there as well, with Bullet Punch with the Assault Vest as well. Super cool Pokemon. Absolutely love Scizor. Yeah, really cool team. This team was built by Ryoto Otsubo, who is the 2017 World Champion. So you know the team's going to be good if it's built by a World Champion. And you need to go and try it out. I'm still a little bit under the weather. Recording this on the Sunday, so, you know. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, I'll be feeling better. This weekend, or every weekend, basically, I play in tournaments online. You guys can come and watch on stream over at twitch.tv/MattManetric. Links in the description. Go and give it a follow. Yeah, so either on a Saturday or Sunday. I will let you know what days it is on... Well, obviously follow Twitch and you'll see the notification go. But yeah, so we always have a lot of fun on there. Come by and check it out. Anyway, let's get into the first game. Okay, so our first game of the day is going to be Fluttermane, Dondozo, Tatsugiri, Kingambit. Well, you know this team. We've used this team. I don't need to go through it. We played this team the other day as well. We've used this team. We know all about this team. So, how exactly do we lead, and how exactly does this team deal with the Dozo? Well, we do have our friend Murkrow here, who of course has the Haze. We've also got Sunny Day, which could be really useful with these three. I quite like the idea of going with Sandy Shocks as a lead next to Murkrow, honestly. But then one Murkrow's done its job and it's set Tailwind, we're switching it out. Alright, like, it's coming out. I think we do need something for that Dragonite. We know that thing is Terra Normal with E-Speed. So, I'm thinking we go down the Fluttermane route. The thing is, though, with Dondozo, it's the Dragon variant, right? So, I would really like to bring this guy for Spore. But I just don't know if it's worth bringing it into this matchup. Because you've got the Dragonite, you've got the Fluttermane, you've got the Iron Moth. Like, all these things that want to hit it for super effective damage. So I think I'd rather bring Tauros, where I can switch in, I can get Intimidate, so we can burn stuff. Even if, like, the Kingambit's in, if I Intimidate it, then I can still take out the Kingambit. Kingambit can't actually do much to Tauros, unless it's Terra Flying, and go to the Terra Blast. That's the only way that it would ever be able to do anything, so I'm feeling fairly confident going into this, I think. So my opponent's lead is going to be a Kingambit plus the Iron Moth. It's a really interesting combination here. Both of my Pokemon ground weak. And I'm thinking here this is actually not a bad opportunity to literally just click Substitute. Although I know my opponent is Assault Vest, right? So there's no Protect coming out from the Kingambit. The question is, what about the Iron Moth? That's certainly, like, more threatened by the Earth Power. For sure. I can also go for Sunny Day to boost our power up with Sandy Shocks. The other thing I could do is I could simply just click Protect and Scout. I think I'm going to sub. And if I was going to switch though, what would I go into realistically? I don't really want to go into you, and I don't really want to go into you, so we'll click. If I go Sunny Day, then I boost the power up of... Okay, do you know what? I'm going to switch. I'm going to give this thing the Defiant boost. Because I still threaten it, right? Like, I was debating whether or not I should go Sunny Day, I should go Tailwind. But if I go Sunny Day, then I buff the Iron Moth because it can get, like, massive amounts of damage off with Heat Wave. Whereas I'm pretty sure this is just going to be... Yeah, so you're going to Protect. And this thing is probably just going to go for a Kowtow Cleave into the Magneton, right? Or if he Iron Head... Oh, that's a crit. Oh my god, that did so much. Yeah, god, that did a ridiculous amount. Getting punished by the crit there, it kind of sucks, to be honest. But actually, I'm alright here, because I can literally click Earth Power and close combat, and we're looking pretty good. We're pretty good here. Like, I'm potentially forcing my opponent into Terrestrializing, which is great as far as I'm concerned. That sub, honestly, was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Getting that free sub. We've got a special attack boost with Protosynthesis. I actually don't know what Iron Moth speed is. So, I want to go check that out quickly. Iron Moth, how fast are you? Are you faster than my Ancient Magneton? Okay, you're base 110, you are fast. He actually goes for the Energy Ball here, so... But this is alright. I think this is okay. Unless he Sucker Punches. No, but we would have seen Sucker Punch before. So if he'd gone Sucker Punch plus Energy Ball, then that would have really sucked. We get the Earth Power off. That should be a very easy knockout. And Tauros is going to follow up with a close combat into this King Gambit. And yeah, this has been really, really good. So I said it at the beginning of this game, where I said, like, even if I have to bring Tauros in on the King Gambit, Tauros can still deal with the King Gambit. Like, it's not... You know, it's fine, right? Like, it's fine. So... Really nice turn for us. That sub was so good, just to be able to take that Energy Ball. It's going to be the Dragonite coming in here, so no Dondozo or Tatsugiri, as it's also the Fluttermane. So Fluttermane here probably... I need a new plan. I would love to get Tailwind up. I would really love to get Tailwind up. Are we going to see a Dazzling Gleam or are we going to see a Shadow Ball? I can see this being Dazzling Gleam maybe, and then, what, Terra Normal Dragonite and start Extreme Speeding. If I could get a Will-O-Wisp off onto that Dragonite, that would be massive. If I go into Murkrow here, I don't really want to go into Murkrow because I don't really want it to take a hit. I think I'm going to Protect. I think my opponent's seen the power of, or how annoying that this Magneton is, so I think they'll double up into it and we'll go for the Will-O-Wisp. I'm happy with this. We are at -1 special defense though, so if Tauros does go down, then Tauros goes down. There's not much I can do about it. Maybe my opponent Terrestrializes Dragonite here and goes for the Extreme Speed into Tauros. Again, fair enough. If they double up into... Or maybe they might go like Extreme Speed plus Dazzling Gleam. That's an option. Like Extreme Speed into the Sandy Shocks. Let's find out. We'll go for the Protects. It's going to be an E-Speed. It is into the Sandy Shocks. Are we going to see the double up? Hopefully we do. Or is it going to be the Gleam? It's going to be Mystical Fire, so my opponent predicting a switch. We live on 1 HP! Huge! And we missed the Will-O-Wisp. We've got so unlucky this game. That crit. Ah, man. That really sucks. We've had the crit, we've had that miss. Really, really sucks. Okay, well, I'm going to bring in my Fluttermane here, and I'm going to go for a... I'm going to try and Will-O-Wisp again. Like, that Will-O-Wisp on Dragonite doesn't give me the game, but we come close. Like, it limits its output so much. It would have been massive to have. But we'll bring in the Fluttermane into that slot. Of course, we are immune to it. And I'm sure my opponent will be looking to just Dazzling Gleam or something. No, they're just going to go for the Mystical Fire to take us out. I wonder if this is a choice... I'm surprised how much damage it did. Like, because we resist it. Like, yeah, I know we were at -1 special defense, but I don't know. I still feel like that did more damage than it should have done otherwise. But we can bring in the Murkrow. And... See, I think I need damage off it, don't I? I just need to get Gleams going. If I Terrestrialize, though, I then become, like, hittable to Extreme Speed. And that becomes a problem. But I'm sure the Extreme Speed is going into the Murkrow slot anyway. So... Oh, but I'm free to Shadow Ball this slot, aren't I? I am. I am free to do that. So if I go Sunny Day, or if I go Tailwind, then we get the speed boost. I think this is the play. So I think the idea here is we get the speed boost. Like, if I can corner this Dragonite, I think this Dragonite's banded. So if I can corner it into a situation where it's locked into extreme speed against Flutter Mane, then obviously I win. This will guarantee that my Flutter Mane outspeeds my opponent's Flutter Mane, and we can start getting Shadow Balls off into it. I think my opponent's Flutter Mane is Choice. I think. No, is that the Sash? Yeah, they're definitely Choice. They're going for Mystical Fires. So are both my opponent's Pokemon Choice here? I can't remember what the set on the Dragonite is. I really can't. We'll go for the Dazzling Gleam here. We'll go for the Sunny Day for the extra power onto the Flutter Mane. I feel like you're banded. I don't know. I'm honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember if it's Assault Vest or if it's banded. I really don't. And this knowledge is concerning, because if you can hit my Flutter Mane, then we might be in trouble. They go for the Extreme Speed, of course, out-prioritizing the Sunny Day, because Extreme Speed is +2 versus my Prankster being +1. Flutter Mane goes for the Dazzling, and actually is massive damage. So we get a crit. We finally get that little bit of luck. Finally, we get that little bit of luck. And we bring in the Sandy Shocks. So here I'm just going to go Terra Electric with Sandy Shocks, and I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam. It's single target. It's obviously we can't Shadow Ball, so. And we'll go for the Terra Electric Thunderbolt against this this Dragonite. Let's see what moves you have. Obviously, we have Tailwind up, so I mean, Tailwind doesn't really mean anything actually, but it doesn't mean anything because he's going for Extreme Speeds anyway, which is priority. So, but the Extreme Speed cannot go into Flutter Mane, so. So he was banking on me going for the Terrestrialization, but I was Terrestrializing the other slot, and Sandy Shocks picks up the knockout. So Sandy Shocks actually, you know, just being very useful in this game. It took out the Iron Moth early on, finishes off the Dragonite in this game. That sub-first turn was massive. And I don't know if you've seen my team building video where I go through certain principles rather than just building a team. Like we talk about speed control, offensive pressure, damage limitation and things like that. Cause. I talk a lot about how important offensive pressure is and going first and threatening an opponent, right? So we threatened the Iron Moth with the Earth Power. That forced him into the Protect. That gave us a free substitute, and then from that substitute we were able to not only take out the Iron Moth at the first time, but obviously we got Tauros in and went for the close combat. So I think as well, did we lead Murkrow that game? So my opponent was fearing the Tailwind so that we would then outspeed the Iron Moth. But yeah, obviously I wasn't too scared by the end of it. Let's jump into game 2. So we are playing someone called Reki, and I believe it was Reki's team that we were using in the last episode. Not the team he's using here, but he got top 8 in the Melbourne, the Victoria Road Road to Melbourne tournament. So if this is him, this is really cool. That wasn't the team he was using. This looks like a team that looked like it's possibly very popular at Orlando. So how do we want to play it? How do we want to play this? So the Tailwind looks really threatening, right? Like there's no sign of Trick Room or anything like that. If I were to go Murkrow plus Sandy Shocks and he goes Roaring Moon, I feel like I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage there. I quite like the Tauros lead. It gets Intimidate. We've got an opportunity to burn lots of things. And then what things can Tauros not deal with? So Tauros doesn't like, doesn't want to be put to sleep, and it doesn't like the Rotom. So if we bring something for the Rotom, so maybe I want to bring the Brute Bonnet, but I just feel like it's weak to so much. Like you've got the Fighting type at the bottom. You've got Pollen Puffle weak to. Maybe Brute Bonnet is the Mon though, because if Tauros is going to protect it, so yeah, I've got to pick my last few Pokemon. Okay, I'm going to go with these guys. I kind of didn't think about the last two too much, but Sandy Shocks was great in the last game, and it was great in the practice match I had as well. So that's kind of why I picked it. Mainly a comfort pick, I suppose. Ah, cute picture. Well, a Sylveon. But hopefully I've covered for the lead, okay? It's going to be Rotom Golden Go, so Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. I think I'm happy with this. So, I think first turn, I'm very tempted just to go Protect. Just to avoid getting hit by a potential Hydro Pump. And honestly, I can just click Spore into the Rotom. Unless it's Safety Goggles. Like, the Goldengo's pretty scared of Tauros, so... And we are max speed, max attack Tauros. So we don't have much bulk at all. There's no Assault Vest, as you can see, because we've got Protect and Will-O-Wisp, so... I was kind of hoping that we could get to see the Covert Click in action at some stage. Maybe against the Garganical, or maybe something goes to use Fake Out against us. In the practice game, I actually ran into a Swords Dancing Iron Thorns. No, I led the Tauros, hoping that maybe the Iron Thorns, Iron Hands, hoping that maybe the Iron Hands would maybe go Fake Out, but it didn't. He actually ends up going for the Terra Water, so it's really nice that we forced him into a Terra first turn. But we're just going to Protect and play it safe. I wonder if we're going to see a Nasty Plot. It is the Nasty Plot, so that's really, really dangerous. As we're able to go for the Spore. He goes for Hydro Pump. Yeah, that's cool. So we can put this guy to sleep as long as he isn't Safety Goggles. If he's Goggles, then that would really suck. And it's Safety Goggles. Okay, so that's a pain. Brute Bonnet was not the right choice here. However... This guy's looking pretty good. I'm kind of wish I brought Mercury for Speaking Tromp, but we do have Fluttermane here for Speaking Tromp, potentially. But I need to get it in, and that's my next problem. So I could Terrestrialize here and become Grass-type, and then go after the Goldengo, maybe hit it with Close Combat, or go after the Rotom and hit it with a Close Combat. But the Goldengo is a massive threat right now. After a Nasty Plot, or after setting up, sometimes I like to Protect, expecting my opponent to double up into it. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to go for Terrestrialize. I'm going to go Close Combat, and let's get some damage off into. Let's get some damage off onto it. Maybe my opponent just goes for Make It Rain plus Hydro Pump, which would really suck if they do that. But I don't know. I'm feeling that they're going to Protect. It's more of a gut feeling than anything. My gut feelings have been wrong before, but let's see. Nope, but we do get a big Close Combat off into the Rotom. And my opponent's going to go, oh, I guess I don't resist Make It Rain anymore, so do I just feint? We actually just, it's just a double feint there. So, I didn't play that turn well, but it's okay. I think we're still in an okay position. Maybe using up my Terror like that wasn't the smartest thing in the world. I actually thought that maybe I might live one Make It Rain, but Goldengo's just way too strong, isn't it? And hopefully we don't see a Nasty Plot from this thing. We don't, it's just a Hydro Pump into thin air. But this game is absolutely not over. Absolutely not over. Because we are free to bring in Fluttermane. We've got pressure on the Rotom. We've got pressure on the Goldengo. So this is all really, really nice for us. And this would be a time to certainly click Substitute, right? Like, this would be a great opportunity to do it if we think the Protector's coming. So let's go for the Shadow Ball into Rotom and let's click Sub. And let's see what we can do here. Maybe he doesn't have Protect. Maybe he is Nasty Plot 3 attacks. But when you're a Water type against an Electric type, and you don't have that secondary Electric type like Rotom has, then generally you're pretty scared in this situation. Obviously I can lower speeds as well with Icy Winds, so really anticipating the Protector. There it is! It looks like we're going to have that Substitute up for the late game, or I suppose we're in the mid game at the moment, but going into our late game, because we've got 2 Pokemon left, so Rotom goes down to the Shadow Ball with a crit. I don't believe that crit mattered, I can't imagine it. Fluttermane is max special attack. So, and we get that delicious free Substitute. That is wonderful. On the next turn, obviously, we can go after the Goldengo with a Thunderbolt. But it'll be interesting to see what my opponent brings in. And we have a Focus Sash still intact, I believe. So, yeah, do you know what? We may have lost our opening 2 Pokemon, but we got enough damage onto the Rotom. Brute Bonnet was bloody useless. Oh, and he brings in the Roaring Moon, who is, of course, ×4 weak to Fairy. Are you speed or attack? You are speed. Okay, I think that's still okay, though. So I literally just clicked Dazzling Gleam here. And Thunderbolt. And I'm not really sure what my opponent can do. We have so much pressure on my opponent. So much pressure. having these two in the back, honestly, him taking out my lead was a blessing in disguise. I think I was actually absolutely right to Tara, because now we're in this position. Yeah, okay, they've got a Pokemon in the back, but we have so much pressure. Oh, we see a Tailwind come out from this Roaring Moon. Maybe that will change things. We'll have to see. It's Make It Rain. Brings us down to our Focus Sash, and I presume that's going to break our sub, because he is at +1 special. He is at +1, so and it's a very strong move. It does break the sub. But is that enough? Was this my opponent? Was this, you know, the way out for my opponent? Or were they just banking on the fact that I wasn't sashed? Here comes the Dazzling Gleam from Fluttermane. One-shots the Roaring Moon, and is Golden Go in range of a Thunderbolt? It surely is, considering we do have Photosynthesis activated thanks to the Booster Energy. Here comes the Thunderbolt. Down goes the Golden Go. It's now a 2v1. My opponent does have Tailwind up for the next 3 turns, though, so we do need to keep that in mind. But we are in a decent position. We're in a decent position. Let's see what the opponent has. It is going to be Volcarona, which is probably the best thing they could have had, really. Especially if they have Struggle Bug. Like, that could be super dangerous. So my question is, do I want to go, like, Protect into Substitute? Because if they've got Giga Drain, then they probably win this. This is a really tight situation. They have to go on the offensive. Let's see. The Protect from Fluttermane is super obvious. They might have Giga Drain, though. They go for the Quiver Dance. They go for the Quiver Dance. So, I've got a choice, right? I can either go for Thunderbolt or I can go for Earth Power. They're both the same base power. They're both stab. But one has a chance to paralyze. The other has a chance to... lower special defense. And I think in this situation, I want to go for the... I think I want to go for the paralysis. Let's go for the Thunderbolt. My opponent has used up their Terrestrialization. Volcarona goes for the Fiery Dance here, going for the special attack boost. How much damage can we do with the Thunderbolt? And can we get a paralysis? Either of those things would be absolutely huge. Here comes the Thunderbolt. Oh, it's a 3-hit KO. So my opponent may expect me to Protect here, but I'm not going to do that. The reason I would Protect here is to wait for the turns of Tailwind to drop. They actually have the Giga Drain though, which leaves me in a really bad situation. Do they get recovery for that? I don't think they do they? Oh, they do. They do for the substitute. So really relying on paralysis now. We need... Oh, we get the crits! There we go! We pull through Sandy Shocks! Oh my god! You know, I've been unlucky the last couple of episodes. This episode, though, Sandy Shocks pulling through with a vital critical hit. I thought we had it with the 2v1, but Volcarona was just the Pokemon my opponent needed. But we had that little bit of luck on our side with Sandy Shocks. Like, Sandy Shocks, we love it. We love the Sandy Shocks. Oh my god! Whoa, what a game! My opponent will not be happy though, because they should have had that match. They predicted the Protect plus Protect or Sub. They got the Quiver Dance up. They took out the... They did everything they needed to do in that end game. They just got unlucky. But I had a really bad start with my... with getting splattered on that turn by Golden Go. I managed to bring it back and make it 2v1, but yeah, I mean, that game was back and forth, wasn't it? It was a crazy, crazy match. Let's go get another one. Okay, so it's going to be a Tyranitar, Lycanroc, Honchkrow, interesting, Tauros, Vaporeon, also interesting, and the Iron Bundle, okay. So my first thoughts of Fluttermane looks really good here, if we can... The sound's annoying, so maybe we get Murkrow. Obviously, like, we want to keep our Sash intact, so that's why the sound would be annoying. Sandy Shocks hits everything for super effective damage. Literally everything. It's insane. Oh my god. Okay, I think I'm going to lead... I want to get us into a position where I can go Tailwind. I think I do that, don't I? I think I'm going to lead this, right? With Redirection in the back. And Flutter Mane. Is there a reason for me to bring Scizor? Like, Scizor is good against... I mean, it's kind of decent against Honchkrow, I suppose. But it can get intimidated. There's the Vaporeon there could be annoying. It's pretty good into the Iron Bundle, though, and the Sand combination. But I feel like we've got enough for that. Especially because I'm just going to be changing the weather anyway. Yeah, let's try this team. Let's try this out. Maybe Brute Bonnet can do something for me. So it's going to be the Bundle and the Tauros coming out as we go Sand Shocks and Murkrow. So this is actually a really, really nice lead for us. I'm quite happy with this, to be honest. We see the Booster Energy activate. It's going to be the speed. I don't know if we have speed or not. I have no idea. How fast are we? 252 Timid. Okay, apparently the damage check doesn't work very well for that. Alright, yeah, I don't trust me. I don't trust this. I'm going to go Brave Bird, and I'm going to Terra, and I'm going to go Thunderbolt. Wait, did I just take Brave Bird? I want to go Tailwind. Tailwind, Terra, Thunderbolt. Oh god, did I go into Tauros? Did I just do that attack into Tauros, man? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I really want to go Terra Electric. Please let me get the Terra Electric off. No! Let me Terra Electric. No! We go Thunderbolt. It's into the... Oh, it's into the bundle. We outspeed. Yes! Yes! It still worked out. I didn't even have to waste my Terra. Wait, do we really outspeed? That really surprised me. 168 doubled goes to 320, 330 something. Against 300... Yeah, we do. By like 20 points. Problem solved. Problem over. It's okay. We got the Tailwind up. We took a knockout. Now we go Sunny Day. And we go Earth Power into Tauros. And we're fine. We're in a super nice position now. We can activate Photosynthesis as well. Like, we've already got the attack boost from the Booster Energy. I don't know if it stacks, actually. I'm not sure. If it does, that's kind of wild. But, we get to reduce the power of the Water type moves anyway, so... We're going to see my opponent Terrestrialize. I get the feeling it's going to be Vaporeon. It is Vaporeon. To become... Psychic? Huh? Shiny Vaporeon, though. Very cute. We go for the Sunny Day. And it's going to be a big Earth Power going into Tauros, which does not take the hit well at all. It actually just goes down. In 2 turns, Sandy Shocks has taken 2 knockouts. My opponent going for the Calm Mind here. I, of course, have Haze, so I can just remove that straight away. So we're not worried about this Vaporeon at all. And we are storming through my opponent's team here. Absolutely storming through it. It's going to be the Honchkrow to come in. I think here we go... Yeah, we'll go for the Haze. And we'll go for the Terra Electric into Thunderbolt. That just completely removes our weakness to water. Like, we wouldn't have even been taking that much in the sun. But now we don't have to worry about it at all. And my opponent just cannot find a way around Sandy Shocks. Like, maybe they go get a Sucker Punch off here for a bit of damage. But, you know, Sandy Shocks' defensive stats are not that bad. 85, 97, 85. Not bad at all. So, there's no way that knocks us out. And we can remove his stat boost so that Muddy Water does nothing, or Earth Power does... why would it get Earth Power? I'm thinking Gastrodon. Muddy Water plus Earth Power, you know? Here is the Terra Electric. So we remove our ground typing, no longer weak to water. We get the Haze off, which removes the boost from the Calm Mind earlier. And thanks to Tailwind... Oh, he does go for the Sucker Punch. Yeah, so we take about 45%. But we're getting a massive hit off with Thunderbolt here into the Honchkrow. We didn't need the Terra, but I just wanted to do it for fun. And this is now a 4v1. And we're in a very, very good position, we've got to say. It is the Muddy Water that comes out, and that should do practically nothing. Oh, it does a little bit more than what I was expecting, actually. So here I can bring in Brute Bonnet, and they just forfeit. It's fine. Well, we really got to show the power of Sandy Shocks in that last game. I think Electric Ground is such an awkward type to like cover for. Obviously, Ground hits everything but Flying, and Grass, Electric will hit those Flying types. So as long as you've got enough coverage in the background for to beat the grass types, which aren't hugely common. Obviously, you got Meowscarada running around, Brute Bonnet's got a little bit of popularity about it, but things are mainly going terrestrialized grass, so. But yeah, it's a really, really fun team. I recommend you try out all the links, as usual, in the description, guys, and I'll see you next time.